Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my very first YouTube video going live on YouTube. They've opened up the live feature. It used to be you had to have a certain follower count or subscriber count. So that's interesting now that they have it. Looks like there's a slight delay. Hopefully on the playback it's not that. I'm fidgeting. Sorry because my freaking dress is a little bit of a mess and it's all over the place, but that's just the kind of mess that this channel is going to be. I'm going to try not to be too formal because I tend to be formal and formal can be boring. So I'm going to try to be a little authentic. Hope everyone's doing well. Oh, I have one person watching. But I'm here to talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 11, episode 1. And it opens up with Jackie and Teresa sitting in Margaret's house having a deep discussion. This is like the new Housewives format. Essentially, it looks like they're now showing us the recap before we get the full show, which is cool. Like, whatever. Like, I'm not poo-pooing it, but it's just different. Sort of like a teaser. I guess they're giving us like a soft teaser. So, mind you, I know I'm behind on this recap. This is like 3 weeks old, but I had to get some camera stuff going and get a mic set up. So I wasn't really ready to debut this yet, but I'll try to catch up with the other episodes. I think I'm 2 episodes behind. So again, this is Real Housewives of New Jersey recap season 11, episode 1. So Jackie and Teresa are sitting in Margaret's house having a deep discussion. Jackie is talking to Evan about his upcoming B-Day party. They switch scenes. And Jackie always looked like she has 10,000 kids at that house. I mean, like, girl, I don't know why it's like her house is nothing but kids in there. Evan's there deciding what he's going to wear or not. I don't know. He's hot, though. I'm like, for a white guy, Evan is hot. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. Then they switch scenes. They go to Melissa talking to Joe about Marge new boobs. She just had surgery. You know, of course, couldn't be a new season without somebody getting a nip and tuck. And Joe, of course, Joe, not to be confused with Juicy Joe. Joe, the not Juicy Joe, talking about penis and sex. Because, of course, why wouldn't he not talk about penis and sex? Like, Joe, like, enough. Jennifer switches scenes to Jennifer and her husband. Bill, he's talking, and I like Bill. I have to say that Bill has really come along these last few years. I was a little bit judgmental. I think I started watching season 2, but I went back and watched season 1, but I definitely have been watching for about 10 years now. And I will say that I was kind of worried, you know, when they bring on the husbands, it's kind of like, what we're going to get. But Bill has definitely been a nice surprise. I thought him being a doctor, he'd be a little stush and stuck up, but he's fit right in. He's let his freak flag fly, and I'm here for it. So I'm to be here. Then we get switched to Dolores, not to be confused with Black Dolores. You know, that's what Wendy Williams calls her. And the people's favorite, she's talking about her new butt surgery. And I swear, like, with this new booty, she's really going to be Black Dolores, right? She's with her husband, Frank. Of course, why not? Why wouldn't she be with, her ex-husband, not to be confused with her husband, but he's really her ex. In name only, but really her second husband, not to be confused with her boyfriend, David, who lives in a house built by her ex-husband, Frank, who she lives with. Oh, did I mention her son, Frankie Jr., lives with David as well? Child, I'm tired and exhausted too. It's too much for me. I can't keep up. I can't keep up either. Dolores, get it together, girl, and we'll talk. But child, talk about an entanglement. Then Marge is with her husband talking about how stink he smells. Child, I just want to know, when he going to finish that damn place, Marge? Like, come on, he been working on that house forever. Her walls always empty. Like, girl, where's your decorator? I don't know what's going on. Just hang up a painting or something, girl. Anyway, I'm just a poor girl from the projects of Harlem. What do I know? Then we get switched to Teresa. She's on the phone with Gia. Child, Gia always looking like, Mom, hurry up. I want to be done with this phone call already. So she's away in college, and it's just so funny watching those two have their conversations. But Gia has grown up to be a fine young lady, and I just love to see her growth. Next, we see Jackie at the party guest, and nobody's going to wear a mask. Marge arrives and mentions everyone's been tested. I guess that was supposed to, like, be our cue to pipe down or something. I'm just like, this was during the second wave. This was in the summertime. They were filming this in 2020. Okay, that was during the second wave. Where y'all damn mask at? Housewives in Jersey. Anyway, rich people business. Marge face looks good though. I made a note of that. Her face looks good. She must have did some work on her face, not just her boobs. And I guess Danielle calling her boobs out last season got a rise out of her because I'm like, you did a little work after Marge, but that was cute. Melissa arrives with wannabe Juicy Joe, and Melissa was looking good. Yes, hunty, I was here for that pop of color. She was looking amazing as always. And Melissa immediately starts playing with Marge's boobs. Like, why not? Of course, they're going to play with each other's boobs. Like, this is the housewife show. That's what they do. Feel, touch, taste, see, all the five senses. Dolores, of course, arrives with who else? Her ex-husband, Frank. Why would she arrive with her boyfriend or fiance? And that Dolores arrives, and you can tell the vibe changes somewhat. Don't you know when people arrive and you see the vibe change, you just be like, why I got quiet all of a sudden? So Jennifer, of course, slightly overdressed for a Jackie event, Jen. Everyone is asking, though, where's Teresa? Why isn't she here? She's late. She's late. The ladies start talking about blowjobs, of course, because after you felt on somebody's boobs and you start making your ass shake, the next thing is just blowjobs. And Jen still saying she doesn't give blowjobs to Evan. Poor girl. Marge's like, oh, we need to take a trip. We need a girl's trip to the lake, and that's the best thing we could do. Melissa's like, girl, I want to go to Vegas. We want to go to some lake. And Marge had to snap her back into reality. And it was like, girl, we may not be wearing masks at this party, but it's still COVID, and we cannot get on no airplane. Tap, tap, tap. So Lake George it is. Teresa finally brings her ass into the party, her late ass. She comes with her friend Michelle, and immediately I'm like, anytime Teresa brings a friend to an event, it's never a good sign. And then you notice how the shady cameramen they were editing, they showed Joe Gorga giving that lady a look. I peeped that by the editors. They made sure to show that. So that was a foreshadow for the season when allegedly this lady's going to accuse Joe of not paying her for work or something messy like that. And the fact that Teresa would bring her around, so typical. She always brings someone around who got drama. Remember, she did the same thing a few years back. I don't remember, but y'all remind me in the comments. She did something like that before. Was it a stripper? Was it the thing with Melissa and Kim D? I don't know. But she did something just messy. You look up messy in the dictionary and Teresa's face is right there. So immediately Jackie starts asking Teresa, is she dating? And I'm like, damn, Jackie, give Teresa a few minutes. Let her get a drink first before you start interrogating her. That's why y'all be getting off on the wrong foot. I know you a lawyer and a journalist and a soccer mom and a non-blowjob aficionado, but dang girl, that might have set Teresa off. You gotta tread lightly with Trey. Anywho, Jackie calls Evan over and offers to hook Teresa up with some high-value man in D.C., some Jewish and Italian man that she knows. And I thought it was cute of her, of Jackie to do that. But sometimes you have to know your audience with Teresa. You might think you're helping her, but it actually might be an insult to Trey. So I don't know. I think that would have been better done in private. Heard. Oh, so Jackie's toasting her husband, Evan, at his birthday party. And then it starts telling to the telephone game, like, who does stuff? Who's doing stuff? And she keeps talking about it. She goes around to her brother. Everyone's mortified. And she's like, oh, he does stuff at the gym. And she's walking around the birthday party, spreading rumors, Trey. She heard that he screws around at the local gym. I gagged. My mouth was open. How uncouth, Teresa. Even my ghetto ass knows that is a no-no. And then I'm thinking, why would she say that like at the gym? What are you applying that he's how you doing? Because where else would you get it on in the gym but with your own catch? So messy. All allegedly, though, and then the telephone game goes to Dolores and Margaret, and then they're talking, and then the assistant to Margaret and then it was just a mess. Like everyone knew but Jackie and Evan, how mortifying. And Melissa and Marge go pee to recoup from the bomb Teresa dropped at that party, and both agreed this was not the time or place to do this. Jackie, she's like, maybe this is at your own party, but okay, at your husband's party. Then in the next scene, we see Jen and Bill's kids running around. Bill got a headache from the party. Him and Jim admit tequila's a killer for them. Well, more so for Jen. Marge welcomes Marge Sr., who looks like she aging backwards. Marge Sr., you looking good. She always got coffee on her hands, too. I'm like, yes, girl, Mom, you come always bearing stuff when you go see your daughter. Marge Jr. fills in Marge Sr. on the Teresa shenanigans. Wannabe Joe is not happy that Zach is coming over. And Otonia, like, I'm getting older. Let me get my Gia on. Stop. Joe is talking to Melissa about Trey shenanigans and that Miss Teresa is a hypocrite because she got upset at Jackie for suggesting she was dating other men a few years ago, which is so true. I was like, you got a point. And I'm thinking, Joe, you really don't know your sister, though. She plays by her own rules, and she's always been that way. Like, duh. Next, we get an interesting scene with Dolores, who explains her entangled life. Child, anyway, things got interesting when Frankie tells David and his mom that Dolores, that he's seen the relationship grow between her and David, but not the way people would think. David then got all personalized in his feelings and says, well, when is your next risk? Because he clearly did not like her getting her booty and turned it to a black girl booty lift. And he shares he was not happy with her having that elective surgery. He thought it was reckless. And David and Dolores go back and forth about her surgery. And she tells him she can do what she wants. And pretty much you ain't putting no ring on my finger so you can tell me nothing. David walks away in disgust. To be continued. Next, we see Jen at home preparing a dinner for her family, a big family dinner without her mom. Her mom is not feeling well. I really do like Jen and Bill's relationship. I made notice. Then we see Jen's sister, father, and her gay brother. How you doing for it? Then everyone talked about how Jen's mother and father have been bickering lately. So she made an executive decision to have her father live with her. I was like, damn, that says a lot when you have to take your father's side over your mother. Child, the father admits the wife fights everyone. Thinking about, ooh, my Taurus mom, she could be just as tough. You know, you want to be there for them, but sometimes it's a struggle. Next, we see Dolores in her kitchen holding a pet in this name. And the damn name of the pet is Dog. Trey getting a call from Jackie asking to meet up with her to discuss these rumors she heard that was spread at Evan's B-Day party. Jackie wants to meet at Margaret's, a neutral territory, and Teresa's face looks like she knows she's about to get red for filth. Next, we see the day of the meetup between Jackie and Teresa. Clearly, Jackie is still pissed. She admits she told Evan that he was the most upset she has ever seen her husband. One of the worst days of her life, she said. Jackie arrives early so her and Marge can pregame before the drama, and Jackie tells Marge that it's out there since they live in a small town. Girl, you live in New Jersey. Bye. Jackie just wants Teresa to take it back, which is kind of late now, Jackie. Jackie brings up Teresa that has a history of assault, lies, and more. And the editors were very sly and slick. They paid a whole bunch of clips in this point. I was like, oh, they damn messy. Even tugging at Marge with the hair pulling from last year, which was like the clincher from last year. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. So Trey arrives and Jackie is clearly upset. She asks to speak without interruptions, which at first Trey lets know if they know Evan. Trey says she wouldn't care if she heard stuff like this about her husband. We know is a lie, which we all know is a damn effing lie, double standards. Anywho, when Trey asked Marge, would she want to know if her husband was cheating on her? Marge came in just in time and was like, well, I certainly wouldn't want to know at my husband's B-Day party. I was like, Marge always knows what to say when to say it. I love Marge for that. Boom. And that was it. Even if you thought you was doing some woman empowerment thing, Trey, why ruin that man's birthday dinner like that? Anyway, so they going back and forth, and all of a sudden, Jackie starts screaming, I need you to admit this is a lie. Clear my husband's name. And Trey, apologize for your behavior. Jackie says, I'm not a stupid girl. I'm a lawyer. Trey responds is to stand up for yourself. Defend against my lies. She didn't say that. I'm ad-libbing. Jackie then gives a hypothetical that she heard Gia sniffs coke at a party. Not a good time for hypothetical. Trey immediately blows up, stands up, and calls her a bitch, and walks to the door and calls her a effing bitch again, and tells Jackie go F herself. Jackie says, I'm living the life you want, and I win. Corny. I was like, okay, girl, open it though. As corny as the line went. Great season opener. Marriage drama, Melissa texting others. Evan rumor with Teresa, Jen and her drinking. We know it's going to this lady that's going to accuse wannabe Juicy Joe of not paying, and then Melissa and Joe blowing up at Teresa not defending him, which kind of sounds like the same old song with those three. I'm just kind of over that. But all in has been clicking down for me. She was very fun at the beginning of the franchise. I'm talking about Teresa. When she shopped all day and took care of her kids, but now we're seeing a different Trey. She's vindictive, she's mean, and outright messy. And the season opener clearly showed that, and I was not happy to see that from Teresa. I'm kind of tired of it, frankly. I'm definitely here for the drama, though, and I'm just tired of Teresa being there for her brother, her family, which is weird because she's loyal to her family to her girl. My review of Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 11, episode 1. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and share, and subscribe if you like. And who knows, maybe I'll do another episode. Thank you. Bye.